Mr. Lynch lives. I will be alive forever. Good morning. Questa frase mi essere simpli, or 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 simply David. It's David, not David Lynch. It's March 12, 2025, and it's Wednesday evening. It was very totally cloudy. It's white grey cloudy sky atmosphere in general, forse si poteva night, e lì afternoon practically 13 and 39, 62 and 6 Fahrenheit, 17 Celsius. And this means it's really cold like in this period. Mesela fakt koalicja kaskaci televizor sorunu interpije se stare forse per sequenza rapsona noi numeri che lo poi con poi ci mesi se poi ne I'm sure so I see that in the so se mi dà ma purpose che te per scelto much it's better in perhaps paradox for you for me that is not an integral relation so the spring exam and the auto regarding the view this is will be spring the spring exam usually so soggetti software esame aggettivo so si chiesa così gadgeti and if it seems that we are going to spring cold but it seems that it's we are yes we are going to a spring atmosphere as regards the degrees at least for me also figure to see if you data it's cold yes because last weeks obviously it's winter means last weeks it's really cold and if yes it also seems that we are going to spring in fact yes it's more spring atmosphere in fact a few days will be spring and spring due to my favorite seasons particularly this month and April and part of May si got the spring and then end of September October and November si got due it's still winter and in fact the same time so siete questo amico da fare some years but 2 points pari ma is middle se the women of the middle touch the eventi su points erano quelli show as fisen where il tecnico clothing si posso che thanks to these points since some years always to the fact the golden freeze affiliates as standard people but there is also second an aspect pratica consistente in crisi in generale parte fra bastiere se notare se remember winter la crisi di crisi and the part of winter and this la crisi di crisi where so consiglio of aspect perché c'è il quello delle points la crisi in generale for me the temperature is second can see also una condition situation so the sun what is the thing is good first of all people here some sensations just for me but to this from late sure I think we're not use for example taking over the showers it's possible generally people do to shower so I don't know it depends on them instiene what attenzione they absolutely I can't say anything just it's a bad artist things if I can give it the more famous music Ingrid Fermini sempre sarà per satisfazione ripetizione più sì che studenti che fanno 17 Celsius l'importante in questa atmosfera siete a anticipati just before we release Yes, and the cortine so maybe reading sometimes usually is most perfect exist I suppose. Fact is not as repeat messages totally white in the sky and according to what I read and my sensations I think later could begin dark roba oscura I think later also that we so fino a fiamanza direi it was very dobbiamente vigilante so Peter si fa sì mi fa clicare che mi scrive yes devi dire so si dice mi dico lui non ho senza ma struttura che no senza continuare fa creare un'idea di seguire code per sul stesso blog per fare che tu vedi cortini a read in fact senza ma continuare lo senso più per lasciare su questo avvenimento also and always better visible for me it's the shot azione Se che riconosciuto sono attivismo, mi hanno detto sono generalismo, sono che si mette visimo a sedere, sciotto, sono che si attivismo, si viene già sciotto. In finally, for medical care magic, 640 APG, 625, also the kids and the viene già sciotto. Stiamo le pivano, fanno scendere, forse. E se leggo in cantuaro, sono un brano esiste. Lo sono messo il fanto, la sono schiesa, e finally, I hope you will get breakfast. Today it's late, cioè non posso fermarsi perché non si è lì a informarsi, ma più l'importante è sti fare quel fotografo. Riaccendo, sembra non si dice cosa serve, cerca di breakfast a finità, si fa un biglietto. E stato detto, a finità, partiamo da te, si fa tutto questo, non si finché ti regolo, fa così, così, ma non si dice, sarà, ci vuole due, cosa di carriera, lì tu si formarsi. Just Roll, obviously, Just Roll in quota 13 and 39. But the really important thing that you should remember is that in some way, also today, first one of the zone, I'm really hungry. And as we always see, e che fa, si sono mosso ultimo telefono corto. Absolutely. Insomma, fix on the short so the measure of the biscuits of the particular would say already things. The first one is about the milk factories in a shot and totally against it the coffee obviously. But also in a quick shock the factory going to from the short fragment video, from the short fragment video della shot, and within this also the fact that as breakfast was about Mattis of the last video in particular mega bomba. Second thing is about the serious fact many other beautiful still started Conrad Italian series. For me these are at the second place of position because at the first place of position the PAM Italian series. In fact I truly recommend them because they are really superb. Als je tomorrow, wij suppose van te dai, perché non ti tomorrow to le appena me vuole sì.